Really good to be with you. So I just want to start out with this question. Have any of you ever experienced vertigo? Oh, wow. All right, there's a lot of... So just raise your hands one more time. Just want to see this. So a good bit of you. So my wife experiences vertigo from time to time. And if you don't know what it is, it's like this sense of this feeling like everything is spinning out of control. Like whatever you're looking at, wherever you're looking, it's just rotating all the time to where it makes you feel nauseous, you feel uncomfortable, you feel sick. And so she's experienced, I've never experienced it. I don't know what that's like physically. But I have absolutely experienced vertigo in life. Anybody? Where you feel like your life is spinning out of control. Like it's just crazy. You don't know which way is up. You don't know what's to the left, to the right. Like it's just going. I know if I've experienced that. Have you ever had that moment where everything felt like it was just falling apart? Like in your life. Like it's not one thing, but it's everything. Like plans change, people change. Like this moment where you thought you knew something, paradigm shifted and you thought completely different. I have this, I don't know, it's like a guess that many of you have experienced this in the last 5 to 10 years. So let me just paint the picture. You, at one point in your life, thought a certain way about whatever it is, a system, a situation, an upbringing, a belief, and in the last 5 to 10 years, something has shifted as a paradigm in your heart and in your mind. Like something that you used to believe, now you're like, is that true? Has things changed? Are we evolving? Like I've seen over and over on social media, among people, that things that they once believed, they now feel like it's shaking ground. Like it feels like vertigo a little bit. Like how is my relationship with God? What do I believe about X? And there's this constant shifting and changing like sand. You're just going deeper and deeper. I've experienced that with a lot of people. Like they talk about this moment where they're like, man, I was believing, I was headed this way, I was full in, and now I don't know what to believe, I don't know what to think, I don't know how my relationship with God, how this all fits, and there's just disarray. And so when you get to that place, whether it's situational, relational, at your job, what you believe, you get to this place where you're like, it's not supposed to go down like this. Like this is not the way life is supposed to be, happen. And so when that happens and it's spinning out of control, man, sometimes it's not just the situation, it's the people. Like people you trusted, people who are close to you. And when that shifts, it's like, man, what are we doing? Like there's so much going on. People you didn't expect to act that way, they acted that way. That's the exact moment that we're picking up in this passage today. That's where we're headed. A friend betrays Jesus. We just saw that. Religious leaders turn on him. Now the crowd is coming to stop him, and this is his arrest. That's where we're headed in the text. And so from everything from the outside looking in, it looks like utter chaos. Like everything's falling apart. But here's the crazy thing. What looks like everything is going crazy, vertigo, it isn't. It's not. That's what we're going to see in our text today. When everything falls apart, Jesus is still in control. And so I don't know where you are today. Maybe everything feels loose, not sure, foundation slipping in your life. I just want you to hear this. When everything is falling apart in your life, Jesus is still in control, 100%. And so that's where we're headed today. We're in Matthew chapter 26, verse 47. And as we're going to be unpacking this, I just want to bring you up to speed. If you weren't here last week, we were in the Garden of Gethsemane. Jesus is on his face, crying out to the Father, pleading with all of his buddies. Hey, listen, you got to pray with me. Stay awake, stay awake, stay awake. He asked them 3 times. They keep falling asleep. And he's like, my time is near. It's arrived. That's where we pick up in our text today. While he was still speaking, Judas, one of the 12, remember one of his buddies, one of his group, close to him, he shows up, suddenly arrives. A large mob with swords and clubs was with him from the chief priests and elders of the people. So there's this picture, John talks about it as well. He says they come in with torches. It's early, late into the night, almost morning. It's dark. They're in a garden. They're off the beaten path, away from the crowds, most likely. And so they're coming in with torches, with clubs, with weapons, and they're coming in, and Judas, one who of his group, almost like family, shows up with the chief priest and the elders. This is an interesting scene. Just think about how the disciples are processing. I just want you to put yourself in their shoes for just a moment. They grew up believing and hearing that the Pharisees and the scribes, the religious authorities, were good people, and that you respect them, you respect your elders. They lead the town, they lead among you. These are your respected people. They're in authority. And now they're coming to kill and to arrest their Messiah, the one that they've been walking with for 3 years. They notice he's getting uncomfortable. He's crying out for prayers. And then all of a sudden, they're coming in with torches and weapons and everything. Can you imagine just the disillusionment of everything? People who you looked up to, you thought were good, now they're coming for the guy that you've been following, who's your closest buddy and friend. It's a tough scene. It is. Let's keep going. Verse 48. His betrayer had given them a sign. So Judas, the one I kiss, he's the one, arrest him. So I just want to pause. Why is it that he needs to identify Jesus? Isn't Jesus like super popular at this point? Thousands of people following him? Like what's going on? So just go in their time frame. They don't have social media. They don't take still shots. It's not like his picture's passing around. Maybe they saw Jesus at some point in the day, and he looks like another one of them, and his face isn't that memorable. And so it's the middle of the night, and it's dark, and they're showing up, and they're like, hey, you need to identify the one to make sure we don't grab the wrong guy. Because they're not researching, they're not looking at pictures, they're not investigating in the way that we do today. So it'd be very easy to just grab the wrong guy and all the mess, all the crazy. So he's like, you need to identify him. So what does he do? He's like, the one I kiss, he's the one, arrest him. So immediately, verse 49, he went up to Jesus and said, greetings, Rabbi. Just want to point out, it's the second time Judas says the word rabbi. He's the only disciple in all of Matthew that uses that terminology about Jesus. And both are in the context of betrayal. All the other disciples call him Lord, elevating him, and he brings him down, right? So you just see the heart. So immediately he went up to Jesus and said, greetings, Rabbi, like smiling maybe, happy maybe, like, hey, greetings, Rabbi. So he's just giving it to him. And kissed him. I know it sounds weird. They did it on the hand, the cheek, depending on the scenario. That's what they did back then. I know we don't do that today. It's okay. You're up. Have fun. So verse 50. What is Jesus' response? He says, friend. What a stud. He knew it was coming. Betrayal and all. And he's looking at him as he's betraying him. And he says, friend. Jesus asked him, why have you come? Then they came up, took hold of Jesus, and arrested him. You ever experienced betrayal? You ever experienced betrayal by somebody close to you? It's not fun. This is not fun. This is a tough scenario. I can remember, just give you a story. I'm in college. I go to CIU, Columbia International University. That's where I end up meeting my wife. But I get there as I'm transferring from my other college. I lose a year of credits, which was super fun. So I came in really as a junior, but became a sophomore there. And so was there, and I got fast friends. Anybody ever had that? Like you meet people and you're like, man, love hanging out with you. Let's do it all the time. So I got fast friends in college when I moved out there. And so we had a big group of people. We hung out all the time, did tons of fun stuff together. And along the way, I hadn't dated for 2 to 3 years at this point because I told God, I was like, I'm not going to date, do all the things. So then I meet my now wife, and I'm like, well, I got to date, Lord. So, like, we got to figure this out. And so we're all in a friend group, right? We're hanging out constantly. And I start dating Jean. And it makes the group shift a little bit. And so things got weird with a couple of people. Like they were like, man, this has changed the dynamics. Not the way it was. Now you are dating. None of us are dating. This is weird. Da, 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 da. And I was like, well, cool. I'm going to date her anyways because I plan on marrying this girl. So whatever, And so that plays out. 8 to 9 months pass. One of the guys in the group who I was close to, we're buddies. He shows up at my dorm room at night. And he goes, hey, can we talk? And things have been weird for a while. And I was like, yeah, sure, come on in, man. And he comes in and he's like, hey, I just got to tell you, when you started dating Jean, like, it just threw the whole group up. I hated you for it. I didn't like it. And so I just started trashing you all over. And he was a loud, fun, energetic, just great guy all around. People loved hanging out with him. So he's like, I go around just say stuff about you. Because I was hating on the fact that you changed this whole group. I think he actually liked Jean, but whatever. And so, it was just messy. And he goes, so I'm just coming to say, I've been trashing you for 8 to 9 months, and I'm really sorry. And I was like, well, great. That's why this person's acting weird. That's why this is happening. That's why this is going on. Oh, my gosh, this is terrible. And so he's full tears, the whole deal, apologized. And I was like, man, we're good. We'll work through this. We pray together. He leaves. Not fun. Betrayal hurts. Jesus is here, and he's being betrayed. And he's doing it with seemingly niceness. Greetings, Rabbi. And Jesus is like, do what you came to do. Why are you here? I know why you're here. What is Jesus doing? He's saying, I know you. I see you. I'm going to call you a friend because you've been my friend. I'm going to actively love you in this moment, but your betrayal is not okay. It hurts. Here's the thing that I think we can see out of this. You can fake it with people, but you can't fake it with Jesus. Not at all. You can't. Jesus knows your heart no matter what your words say. He knows it. He sees it. You can hide it from other people for a while, but Jesus, without a doubt, knows. But here's what's interesting. Judas comes in, and he thinks he's playing Jesus. Greetings, Rabbi. And he's going to kiss him. And he's going to let everybody know, hey, this is the guy, arrest him. It's interesting. We're going to get into some of the psychology of Judas for just a moment. Some of it's speculation, but I just want you to go here. We know that he did it for about a month's worth of pay, that he would betray Jesus. But the question is, obviously he wants money, but what else is going on? Most commentators, many scholars believe that Judas was a zealot, and that what he thought about Jesus is this, that Jesus was one day, as he's healing, as he's teaching, as he's doing all this crazy stuff, that one day he's going to rise up to power, be a king, overthrow the government, and bring this incredible utopia on earth. That is who Jesus is going to be. And so when Jesus started saying, I'm going to suffer and die, Judas is like, what? You're not the ruling, reigning prince and king? You're not going to overthrow the government? You're not going to be that guy? I'm not okay with that. And then all of a sudden, he's shifting in his beliefs and his thoughts. Jesus is disillusioned. He's a disillusionment of who Jesus is. And so what does he do? He sells him. We can betray him. I'll kiss him. We'll get it done. What's interesting is Judas had this picture of who Jesus is, and all the while, he's deceiving himself. He's trying to make him the kind of Messiah that he's not. He's creating in his own mind, and he's deceiving himself and others. This is who it should be. Oh, it's not? Well, I'm not going to follow him anymore. So I just want to pause here for a second. What are ways, like Judas, that we are deceiving ourselves? That we are lying to ourselves and to others? He's lying to himself, and now he's lying in front of others and Jesus. He's betraying him. I'm going to go first, okay? I got to a place in my life at some point where I said, hey, I'm busy, I work hard, I'm getting after it, whatever that is, and whatever that means in the stage of life that I was in, that I came home tired and I would just check out. And I told myself, hey, every guy experienced this, some girls too, whoever it is, they experience this because they're exhausted, they're wiped out, and so checking out is fine. And I told myself, it's okay, I'll give myself a pass. I'm lying to myself. Right? That's not okay. I just heard recently some guy say this to me, and I thought, oh man, that's really good. And he said these words, I can't give my best attention to my hobby. And he said all along the while, he was saying, I need it. This is who I am. This is what I need for my life. And so, man, I'm just going to give my best attention, my best energy to this thing that I enjoy. Right? What is it for you? What are ways we lie to ourselves and others? We say we trust God, but we're anxious about everything. Everything. We say we're too busy when we're actually drifting. Relationships, God, all the things. But we say we're busy, and that's why I am the way I am. That's what's going on in my world. I'm just too busy to be here, right? We blame our schedule instead of our priorities. It's easy to do. We say we're just tired, but we're actually completely disconnected. You said you were tired last week. Well, what about the week before? What about last month? What about last year? Are you just tired, or is there more going on underneath the hood? Right? We say we're following Jesus, but only until it costs us something. Judas is willing to follow Jesus until Jesus isn't who he wants him to be. And he's lying to himself and to others that he's following the one who's going to die for his sins. No. He wanted to follow what he wanted to follow until it cost him his ideology about who he should be, right? Proverbs 16:2 says it this way, all a person's ways seem right to him. I think Judas believed that when he turned Jesus over, he was doing the right thing. But he was deceived and lying. And so all a person's ways seem right to him, but the Lord weighs motives. Think of it this way. You can justify your actions all day, but you can't hide your motives. Jesus sees it all the time. You can't hide. Let's keep going. Verse 51. At that moment, right? So he says, hey, the one that I kiss, he's the guy. You arrest him. At that moment, one of those with Jesus reached out his hand and drew his sword. Why did he draw his sword? Because he realized, this thing's getting out of hand. I need to do something. So he reaches for his sword, and now we're off to the races, right? What does it say? He struck the high priest's servant and cut off his ear. This is a scene, man. Then Jesus told him, put your sword back in its place, because all who take up the sword will perish by the sword. So John, the Gospel of John, gives us a little more. They're engaging. He's like, the one I kiss, arrest him. And then what happens? Peter, we know it's Peter. Peter pulls out his sword because why? Because Peter goes first all the time because he's a leader. He's just that guy. Things are out of control. I'm going to take charge. I'm going to get in control. So I'm going to pull out my sword. What does he do? He cuts off the ear of Malchus, the high priest. Most think that Malchus is in charge of this whole mob. All these people that are coming to get Jesus. And so he's like, I'm a leader. If you're going to be the leader, I'm going to take you out. I'm going to take control of the situation. So he reaches for his sword, cuts his ear off. What does Jesus do? He takes Malchus's ear, puts it back on, attaches it and heals it. And Peter's like, what is going on? Like, I just did the job, Jesus. Like, why are you healing this guy? He's coming for your life, bro. I'm going to take him down. Like, what are we doing? That's what Peter's thinking. And what does Jesus say? Jesus says, hey, listen, put your sword back in its place, because all who take up the sword will perish by the sword. I just want to cue in right here. Peter doesn't have a sense of control right now, so he reaches for something. All of us, when we feel out of control, we reach for something, right? What are you reaching for? For Peter, it's a sword, but what about you? Like when things are out of control, when you feel like you don't know what to do, disarray, vertigo spinning, I got to do something. What do you reach out for? He says, man, he reached out his sword and cut off his ear. Think about it. We reach for approval so we feel seen all the time. We do. We reach for control so we feel safe. What are you trying to control? We reach for success so we feel secure. This is a big one. Man, if I could just get this job, this promotion, this situation, this 401k, enough of this money, if I could just have that, I'll have security so that whatever comes my way, nothing can take me down. I will be unstoppable. We tell ourselves these things, right? That when we're feeling out of control, I just have to hit this mark. I just got to get to this place. If they would just give me the promotion, I'll arrive. I can rest. I can have security. And Jesus is like, that's not where your security is. What are you reaching for, right? We reach for comfort so we don't have to feel. How many of you are constantly going and just trying to feel good in your life so that you don't have to feel all the pain? You're avoiding, you're denying, you're acting as if everything's fine. I'll just have this drink. I'll go over to this restaurant. I'll go on this vacation. I'll do whatever so that I don't have to feel what I feel inside. I don't have to do the hard work of what's going on. We reach for distraction so we don't have to deal with that, whatever it is. And it looks different for all of us, but we all reach for something, right? For Peter, it was a sword. For you, it's something else maybe. Okay, so I want to talk about this because it's kind of glaring in our text, even though I don't think this is what the text is about, but I'm just going to address it. Jesus spoke about something like this earlier. He says, if you bring the sword, you will perish by the sword. So Jesus spoke about this a little bit in Matthew chapter 5, verse 38. You have heard it was said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. So, man, if somebody takes out your eye, you take out their eye. Retribution. You've heard this. But I tell you, don't resist an evildoer. On the contrary, if anyone slaps you on the right cheek, turn the other to him also. So in college at CIU, in the dorms, I was near a guy who was a Mennonite. He was a full-on pacifist. So I'd ask him all kinds of questions like, hey, somebody comes and tries to like take me down, kill me, whatever. What are you going to do? He's like, I'm going to stand in front of him. I was like, that doesn't do anything, right? Like, I'm just trying to understand his world. I'm asking him 1,000 situational ethics questions because I'm super interested. Like, what are you going to do about your wife? All the things, right? And so when you come to passages like this, and Jesus says, if you draw the sword, you will die and perish by the sword. Is Jesus saying in every situation that we should be pacifists? I don't think you can pull that out of this text. I think that's reading way too much into the text. I think what Jesus is saying in principle is, hey, I came for a purpose. I came to die, and you're getting in the way of God's plan. And hey, it's probably not a good idea that when somebody with authority is coming to arrest me, that you cut off his ear, Peter. Don't do that. If you're going to live that kind of life, you're going to die that kind of life, right? But he's not saying in any and every situation that you can never engage. I don't think you can prove that from this text. That's another conversation for another day. And I'm not a pacifist, but I'm just pointing out, people go to this text and I'm like, you can't read that in at this point. So that's a side note. Okay, let's keep going. Verse 53. Or do you think, so this is crazy. Judas comes in, says, the one that I kiss, arrest him. Peter gets engaged. He's reaching for control. He cuts off the guy's ear. Jesus heals his ear. They're going to arrest him. And what does he say to Peter? This is so profound. He says, or do you not think that I cannot call on my Father and he will provide me here and now with more than 12 legions of angels, 72,000 angels right now? You don't think, Peter, you're going to draw a sword, bro? Listen, I could call on the Father right now. 72,000 angels will come up and just take over. Like it would be done. I can pray that prayer and it'll happen here and now. It's crazy. What does he say? He says, how then would the scriptures be fulfilled that say it must happen this way? What is Jesus saying? This is why I have come. I came for a mission. I came to die, right? If God wanted another way, I would call for help, but this is the mission. I came to suffer and die. Listen, I am in total control. I'm getting arrested. He's betraying me. He was of the family. I called him out. I knew he was coming. I know that I'm about to die. I know I'm going to go to a cross. I've been telling you about it. I'm still in control. If I needed to do something, I would do something about it. I don't. this is my mission. Do you see the sovereignty of Jesus? He's saying, I'm in control of myself, I'm in control of them, and I'm in control of the future. We're good. Don't strike them. I've got this. I'm in complete control. So the question is, where is God saying, you don't think I can? He says, you don't think I can cry out to the angels? You don't think I can provide for you? You don't think I don't see you? You don't think I can forgive you for that sin that you feel so horrible about, that you don't want to tell others? You don't think I can do that? Are you serious? Do you know who I am? Do you know the sovereignty I have? You don't think I can protect you? You don't think I can provide the next paycheck for you? You just have to ask. You have to reach out. You don't think I can bring beauty from ashes into your story? You think your future is fixed? Do you know who I am? You don't think I can? Think of it this way. Just because we're vulnerable doesn't mean we've lost all power, that we don't have a say, that our future is sailing. It's quite the opposite. Jesus says you are blessed. This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 10. He said, blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs. He's like, man, you think that everything's going in the wrong direction, and I'm telling you, I'm still with you. I've got you. Stay faithful. The kingdom is yours. All the stuff that you're caught up in, material, whatever it is, power, prestige, looks, all that does not matter at the end of the day. My kingdom matters. That's why you seek it first. You seek me and my kingdom, and the rest is going to be taken care of. Trust me. You don't think I can? Right? You are blessed when they insult you and persecute you and falsely say every kind of evil against you because of me. Let's keep going. Verse 55, Matthew 26. At that time, Jesus said to the crowds, have you come out with swords and clubs as if I were a criminal to capture me? What are we doing? Every day I used to sit teaching in the temple and you didn't arrest me. Well, what is Jesus saying? I think it's a nod to his innocence. He's saying, hey guys, I've been with you this whole time. I've been faithful. I've done everything that the Father has asked of me. You could have arrested me at any time. Why didn't you do it? Because you have to hide. Because you have to come in the middle of the night and arrest me because you know people would be upset, because you know I haven't done anything. You can't call me out. I'm completely innocent. What they don't realize, he's perfect. There's no one like him. And he's calling them out. He's showing them, man, you have no clue what you're doing. If I was going to put it another way, Jesus is truly the GOAT. He's the GOAT. I know there's the whole LeBron, Jordan thing going on. I get it, and it's Jordan all day, by the way. But Jesus, thank you. But Jesus is truly, he's the GOAT of everyone. He's the greatest of all time. And I think he's pointing out, you have to hide this and do this in the middle of the night because you know you're guilty, because you know you don't stand on anything, right? Verse 56, but all this had happened so that the writings of the prophets would be fulfilled. Then, I just want to pause. All. Can y'all say with me, all? Do it again. Louder. One more. Then all the disciples deserted him and ran away. Listen, if you're in the room and you claim to be a follower of Jesus, guess what? There's 12 disciples that are the closest one to him. All of them. If you're in the room going, not me, all of them. Not the leader, not the tax collector, not the one who had very little and now has much. All of them. They all walked away. Every single one of them deserted him. So when you're sitting there going like, not me, I would be banging, like we'd be getting it. No, all of them. I'll follow Jesus until, think of it that way, until it affects my family, my job, my comfort. What would it take for you to abandon Jesus? I'm not saying you're going to abandon Jesus. What I am saying is you should be aware of the things that could lead you to walking away, that could lead you to renouncing Jesus. What are those things? Because what's interesting to me, it's not pain. Peter's ready to take anyone and everyone out. He's not afraid in that sense. What is it? It's absolute confusion. The one that they love, they've seen heal, teach like they've never seen before, multiply food, raise people from the dead. They're going, how on earth are you getting arrested right now? I'm so confused. I have vertigo of life right now. Everything is spinning out of control, and they are so bewildered. And so I just think about that, and I think about there's a moment in my life where absolute confusion. So I graduated from CIU, and I got asked to come back and speak at the senior retreat. It's a trip that they go away, they camp out, and my wife's actually in that group because she was a year below me. And so hey, would you come and speak? And I was like, yeah, I actually hate sleeping in a tent, but I'll do it. Like, let's go. I was a Cub Scout one day. I can do it. I don't love it, but whatever. So I go, and when I get there, they go, here's the deal. Couple of ground rules before we have our speaker tonight. There are wild boars in this area. And so tonight, when you go to bed, I just want you to put all your food up in the tree. And I'm like, what is happening? I don't like sleeping in a tent for one. Now we got wild boars. Like, this is going to be amazing. And so anyways, I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll put my food up, all the things. And because I'm there and I can't sleep with my wife because she's still in school, but we're married, all the things. And so they go, you're going to have to stay with some random guy. So the guy I stay with, he's like super athlete, very energetic, outgoing, great guy. And right before, he's like, hey, man, we're going to be bunking together. I was like, cool. He goes, hey, just so you know, I have night terrors. And I was like, I don't even know what that is. Like, what are we talking about? And so he's like, yeah, man, it's just a heads up. I'm like, great, all right, cool. And so we get in, I get done teaching, we're going to bed. I've got a sleeping bag that I borrowed. This is going to matter. I got a sleeping bag, and it's one of those like mummy bags. It is super nice for crazy cold weather. It zips all the way up your shoulder, and it has like this encased pillow that you sleep on. It was amazing. And so I get in that sleeping bag. I sleep on my stomach, okay? I know you don't want to know that, but it matters for the story, okay? So I'm in there. I'm sleeping on my stomach, fully zipped up. I'm exhausted, out like a light. I go to sleep. And middle of the night, I wake up to this super hard hit into the side of my head. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like what is happening? And then before another second, hits again. And then I realize the tent's caving in. And I hear, boar! And I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a boar coming into our tent. It's trying to kill me, and it's banging into my head. So I am losing it, right? And so I'm trying to get out of my sleeping bag, right? And I can't because I'm fully zipped. So I'm doing, I'm screaming. And I'm like, help, and so I'm trying to get out of my bag. I finally start to get out of my bag, and I look over, and Paul, the guy with night terrors, is over here. There's no boar. And he's screaming, ah! He's kicking me in the head. I'm not kidding. Full soccer kicks into the head. He's dreaming that a boar is on me. He's trying to get it off. So he's going, oh my gosh, boar! And he's kicking me like this. And I'm like, Paul, stop kicking me, bro! And so he finally stops, okay? We calm down, and I'm still super confused. Like, how did we get here? There's not a boar. Paul's kicking me in the head, and I'm losing it. And then all of a sudden, all these girls from the other side of the camp come out, like, is everyone okay? We heard this little girl screaming. And I was like, I don't know what happened. I'm the speaker tomorrow night. I'm sure enough not saying anything. I was like, I don't know what it was, guys. Y'all just go back to sleep. You know what I mean? I'm like, what in the world? Here's the thing, okay? I was so confused, so bewildered. Didn't know what was going on. So many of us right now, in your relationship with God, you feel so confused. In your relationship with others, you feel so confused. In your work, whatever it is in your life, you feel like, man, it feels overwhelming in my life. Like you've gotten to this place where you're like, what are you doing, God? Like, can I trust you again? Like everything's changing in my life. What is going on? Can I actually trust you? So I want to go back to the scene one last time just to wrap it up for you. Everything looks like it's falling apart. Everything. Judas betrays him. The crowds arrest him. The disciples run, every single one of them. It looks like chaos, like Jesus is losing. That's what it looks like. But he's not. He could stop it. He has the power. He has the authority. He has everything that he needs just by the call of a prayer. But he doesn't, because this was his plan all along. Like, this was Jesus' plan. He's not losing control. He's not cowering. He's saying, I came to die. I came to give my life for yours. That whoever would trust in me, that I would be forgiven and set free. This was the plan all along. I haven't lost anything. I'm fully in control of my life. I'm fully in control of the situation. What feels like chaos might actually be God at work in your life. What feels like the end of you may be the beginning of God doing incredible things in your life. Like, just think about that. When everything falls apart, Jesus, he's still in control. He's in control of your life, my life, of this world. Trust him. Trust him. Let's pray. Father God, we come to you. We come to you and we ask that we would believe, that you would give us faith, that you give us the grace that we need to trust you, to walk with you, to listen to your voice. God, that whatever it is in our lives that feels like vertigo, like disarray, God, that we would say, I can't see it, I don't understand it, I can't put all the pieces together, but God, you haven't left me, you're with me. I pray for the one who is in the room who may not know you, God, that maybe today they go, I don't have it all figured out, but this Jesus guy, he's different. And I'm going to give my life to him. I'm going to trust him, even though I don't have it all figured out, but that he's the king. He's the guy. God, would you just soften and move in our world? In Jesus' name, amen.